Hi guys, and welcome back to another Dragonheir Silent Scout video. This video is the second part of a series on the old content or the beginner content in Season 1. As you can see, my server will jump to Season 2 in 5 days. I will lose access to all these dungeons and domains, and therefore I'm trying to look back at the content and roll back to a status of my accounts where we had to face this domain coming up. Obviously, as I said previously, my affinity bonuses are built and I cannot turn them off. And to try to mitigate that and trying to make the content more relatable to you that are maybe trying to come up in Season 1 and play this content for the first time, I'm taking off any of my runes, positive and negative runes. I'm using legendary gear because when we're going to push stage 9, we're going to probably have already some legendary gear. I'm using the artifacts that I can get. I hope you get most of them, obviously, through the fight. None of this is necessary, obviously. The rounds are going to be still pretty fast. And hopefully you're going to pull better champions. Any of the champions I'm showing in this composition don't need to be built specifically for this. If you have better champions to do the same job, you should definitely use them. You can use your legendary or epics if you have them. And so let me jump into the content and I show you the composition. So guys, here we are. The comp that we're running on this Tempest domain is exactly the same we saw in the ice domain, in the frost domain. We're running our main character. It's built for damage, doesn't have any runes. Try to push as much damage as you can. If you want to do more damage on the boss stage, you should put the Gambler set. I'm using the Executioner set. I keep calling Imperial for some reason, which does ignore parts of the defense. And we don't know what gear is going to be available to you when you're playing the game. But you can still build your main character for damage. If the affinity will rotate to be poison and lightning, you can still use your main character as lightning, as his ultimate does quite good damage and has a bit of control with stunning. We're running Sigrid, Eli, Altin, and Exandra, which are 4 rares. Exandra you get from the storyline. The other 3 you're going to have to pull them from dices. They're honestly quite accessible, being rare. And so I'm hoping that in some way you're going to have them by the time you get to face this content. So Altin, obviously you can use Horus. Horus you get on day 3 of playing the game. He's much better. He's a much better option. I'm using him to try to use all rares, obviously. I've scrolled him because I've been using him all the way to the end game when I was using a poison team. He has a good decrease attack on his ultimate, and he can dispel debuff from himself. Overall, is a decent rare tank. But obviously, if you have better option, don't waste energy and resources in building him. Then I'm using Eli. Eli is the perfect candidate to do the decreased defense or defense penalty. The Crown of the Clean is an epic artifact you should choose for first if you have or pull an epic dupe. It's amazing to go through the entire content of your season. You can use it on Vortex, you can use it on every single domain. And it's built with the 3 here set, so it does give increased attack to my entire team. I built Sigrid in a stun set. This is not necessary by any mean. I was just trying to reduce the output damage of my team somehow. Obviously, as you can see, no one runs runes. They are not built with full crit rate. She's scroll, and she is perfect for this domain. She has an ultimate that plays healing prohibition, and you will see that the boss will try to heal over time through the fight. I'm bringing in Exandra to try to keep your team alive. Now, my team doesn't really need her, but when you're going to get up to these stages, or maybe when you're going to fight early stages of this domain, you're going to need some sustain. And so Exandra is the perfect candidate, being one of the best healer, for sure the best rare healer, and everybody will have it through the storyline. But enough talking, let's jump into the run. And you're going to see that well, it's asking me to put artifact that obviously I'm not going to use, but you're going to see that the waves are pretty easy. They're going to take a little bit of time because some of the other champions that you're facing are going to jump towards your backline. You're still going to do a lot of damage and you're going to take them out pretty quickly. Now, obviously, again, you should rely to the points where you are in your progression. If your gear is not there, you're probably going to take more time. If you're running more epic gear than legendary, it will take even longer, but it's still going to be doable. You can bring some control. Stun set is good, obviously, if you can farm it, and you're going to be able to beat this content. It's honestly not that difficult. When you get to the boss has 3 skills. It will attack you, obviously. It will attack mostly your tank. It will try to place heal over time on himself, and that's why Sigrid is so important. She's gonna negate the healing, and we are going through his health very, very quickly. Now, when he does his ultimate, he summons these little dragons. You have to kill them quickly, so it will respawn down and it will not heal back too much. Obviously, I am overpowering this. I am destroying the enemy. And the boss is going to be dead very, very soon. We're going to be healing back and killing the dragon. So guys, as you can see, it is pretty easy. It is doable with rares. And I don't have the runes on them. So my stats are not that crazy at all. And it's still doable in 1 minute 27. Don't worry if your time is different, if your time is longer. It doesn't matter. It's not a competition based on time. As long as you get to the end line, this is just fine. You're not going to need to farm this dungeon, this main, as much once you build your champions up enough. You're going to have to do the odds run when you're going to build someone else, and you're going to need those specific crystals. But nevertheless, this is the content, guys. I hope you enjoy it. And if you did, please like and subscribe. And I'll see you soon with another Dragonheir Silent Gods video.